بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Mostly when we talk about Ashura, the first thing that comes to our mind is shedding tears. And shedding tears and crying, according to many psychologists all around the world, is not necessarily a positive one. It is a negative. I mean, usually people shed tears when they feel affliction, when they have problems, when they have psychological, we can say, afflictions or something like that. So how do you think that such kind of azadari, such kind of mourning sessions and majalis for Imam Husain alayhi salam might be considered positive and will have positive effect on the psychology of a person, spiritually speaking?
The psychologists, when they compare tragedy and comedy,
yes,
they say that these are two different genres, and sometimes this one has priority, sometimes the other one. If you want to do something serious, mostly the deep impact on man is through tragedy, not through comedy.
Yes.
Comedy is for humor, is for having laughter, some laughter, some moment of joy, and that's it.
Yes.
But for deep impact on the personality of people, you see, even in the secular environment,
yes,
they appeal to tragedy. Tragedy has deeper and a stronger impact on the quality, on the soul of man. So this is one point. The other point is that even when we look at our religious sources, we see that when something is to be taken serious, also in Quran, we see that when things are to be considered serious, we have been advised to have a kind of sorrow, not
yes,
to be joyous.
Yes.
So in some places in Quran, Allah blames people, calling them farihin.
Yes.
Means that they are joyous.
Yes.
Means that they don't take things seriously.
Seriously, that's right.
So that is a problem. Even when it comes to a personality like Imam Husain alayhi salam.
Yes.
Imam Husain's birthday we celebrate, Imam Husain's martyrdom also we celebrate. But these two are totally different.
Okay.
I mean, according to everybody who is listening to me, if they have the personal experience, they say that, they see that the way that they take the Ashura serious,
yes,
the birth of Imam Hussein in the month of Shaban is not that much serious. I mean, the impact that if somebody looks at himself...
But the day of Ashura we commemorate, we usually cry or shed tears over the afflictions.
But we don't do that in the birthday of Imam Hussein.
Yes.
Let me bring an example, then it might be better understood. You know, sometimes you are invited to somebody's birthday party.
Yes.
And you don't know the guy, not at all. A friend wants your company to a party. You go there, everybody is laughing, you laugh with them, they are happy, you are happy with them. And you share the joyous moments with those people, even though you are seeing the person for the first time.
All right.
The other time, a friend may ask you to accompany to somebody's funeral ceremony. Somebody passed away.
That's right.
So here you cannot cry for the deceased person unless if you have a very strong relation with him or her. So you can participate there, you can be silent, you can pretend, but you cannot cry.
Yes.
You cannot shed tears because you have no emotional relation with that person.
That's all right.
So from that perspective, when we share tears for Imam Hussein alayhi salam or Ahlul Bayt or for anyone,
yes,
this will not happen unless after having a strong connection with that personality, with that character. And this is one of the important aspects of azadari, that if you want to mourn for Imam Hussein alayhi salam, that connection should be that strong. And that strong connection can keep people in the right path, that Imam Hussein alayhi salam had.
Nowadays, you could see in the modern, for example, cults and the spiritual movements, they usually invite the people to be away from sadness and go through happiness. So that's why, for example, they invite them to listen to happy music or go dancing or do yoga or do sports or something like that, something which is active. But what would be the difference between these two spiritual movements? The one that is rooted in Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam and the other ones?
Yeah, actually, to go into the question, we have to bear in mind that there is a difference between having some joyous moments and being happy. These are two different things. So happiness has to the real happiness has to last long and shouldn't just be momental. So from that perspective, in order to have the happiness, because physically we are limited. Some people use alcohol, some people use drugs, some people use different, even medicines, just to have a kind of a relief. And we see that how much a guy can drink, then it hurts, then it brings the side effects. If you want to go to dancing, if you want to the clubs, you cannot do it around the clock. You cannot do it every day. And even people just sometimes what they say, we just pretend because it's shallow if it's not deep.
Yes.
So if you want to deepen the happiness and satisfaction in your character, in your soul, and to make it a permanent mental state,
yes,
we need to have something deep in our philosophy of life, in our anthropology.
Yes.
So from that perspective, the way that we look at the world, the way that we define human being,
yes,
these are the important points that can define the true happiness for human being.
Okay.
And because of that...
And it must be related to a high source, a divine source, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I said that is the difference between
Imam Husain
tragedy and, comedy.
Okay.
Yeah. So in tragedy, things are serious.
Yes.
The deep impacts is in tragedy.
That's right.
Why? Because things are taken serious. So the way that you come to define a human being,
yes,
the definition that Imam Husain alayhi salam or Ahlul Bayt, they give you from human being is so high,
yes,
and is so great that whatever against it will be so small in your eyes. There is a hadith from Imam Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam, a very beautiful one. He says that I had a brother in Islam. Imam says he was so great in my eyes because the world was so small in his eyes. When you see a person that everything material, everything mundane is so small in his eyes, then what can cause a kind of dissatisfaction to that person?
That's right.
What can make him sad?
Okay.
When he considers that I'm top the bill,
yes,
when I am top the bill, then nothing can hurt me.
That's all right.
So living with Imam Husain alayhi salam, you cannot cry for Imam Husain
yes,
without living with him, without having friendship with him,
yes,
without having a private, personal intimacy with that character.
Okay.
And living with him and experiencing the moments with him will make you so great in the character that things will become small in your eyes.
Very good.
And
this is exactly like living like Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam.
This is the meaning of being Shia. This is the meaning of being Shia, that you follow their footsteps.
Yes, that's right.
And then, it gives a kind of anthropology to you,
yes,
a kind of cosmology to you, that things will have a different meaning. And here, just look at the way that Imam Amirul Mu'minin looks at the world, that Imam says, if they want to give me the whole world,
yes,
just to take a piece of a straw out
yes,
of an ant's mouth, I will not do that. Why? Because the world is so small in his eyes.
Yes.
Because oppression is so evil, and even if it's an oppression against a tiny ant,
yes,
I will not do that, because my character, my dignity, my respect inside is so great. He has such anthropology. He defines him so great that the whole world is so small in my eyes.
Okay, thank you.
So I will not go into any kind of mean thing like that.
All right, thank you very much, Shaykh Aghamohammadi.